What's up, guys? Welcome to the Linecheck podcast. It's me, your host, Brennan Villarreal, and today I'm in the studio with the owners of Baby G. What's up, guys?
Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
How's it going?
Fantastic.
I am actually super stoked to be here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been a fan of the stuff. Follow the IG,
Oh,
digging it very
wow.
much. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm ready to get into it.
Dang, you made me blush. Why don't you give the audience a little introduction about each of you?
Yeah, I'm Gianna. I'm one of the owners of Baby G. I do the kind of cocktail and art side of it.
And I'm Daniel, and I am kind of the chef cook, and I do the beer and the wine program.
Wonderful.
And we're engaged. we are
And that's a thing.
partners in all things.
Yeah, so Baby G's has been open for almost a year.
Yep.
Yeah, our 1 year anniversary is actually on
I think it's the 17th of December.
December 17th.
Wow.
Yeah. But we're not going to have our 1 year party until January because there's just so much going on.
Well, we've got like a full holiday lineup, so we're going to do January Rager.
Yeah, that usually happens in most businesses. Like, oh, it's a 1 year, but we're celebrating it like 6 months later.
We didn't really get to choose when we opened, so it wasn't exactly the most convenient time opening like 10 days before Christmas, but that's what happened. So here we are.
If you guys don't know, Baby G's is on 4th Street. It used to be in the Red Room location, if anyone remembers that or was around Long Beach during that time.
A lot of people.
I was. Yeah, but it's completely transformed into something really, really fun and nice to be in and have a nice cocktail.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks.
So what would you say is like the inspiration for Baby G? Because it reminds me of like, I want to say like Pee-wee's Playhouse in a way,
Nice.
but like a little bit like on the not so much like whatever
Yeah.
Pee-wee does. It's more like toned down and like a little darker and sexy.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if Pee-wee Herman was like a sexy like had a red robe on.
I love it.
Well, I know you can talk about this forever, but I just have to say that I personally have always loved Pee-wee's Playhouse since I was a little kid.
Hell yeah! So I got something
And
there.
I actually had like the whole bedroom set when I was a kid, like sheets and blankets and everything like that. So
Nice.
OG Pee-wee fan in the house.
I had one VHS tape, and I would watch that on repeat. And it was the episode where they went to make ice cream,
Uh-huh.
and then that like weird ginger kid like put too much chocolate syrup on the ice cream, and he was like, no, and then it was like, what? And it was like coming out of like a cowboy like nostril. I don't know, it was freaking weird. Mecca lecca high, mecca lecca low. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, just as far as the inspiration goes, I don't know, maybe you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the background is just that Daniel and I have been in this industry in many different roles for a long time. And so we wanted to take everything that we learned and kind of whittle it down into a neighborhood setting. And so sort of the inspiration was to do a higher end cocktail bar in a more approachable neighborhood setting. But visually, it really is just a collection of our things and our sort of like, I don't know, that we didn't come in with contractors or designers. We just went for it. I think we had a lot of fun and just, I mean, truly a lot of it came from our home.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. And just in terms of like the experience that people have when they come there, we just wanted it to feel really relaxed, but also like really special. And a lot of times like you get one or the other, but it's kind of hard to walk that fine line where you feel like this is like a special night out, but it's also like not stuffy or like overly.
Yeah, hopefully it's a 7-day-a-weeker, you know. It's like I have a lot of moods in terms of what I'm in the mood for drink wise. So I like that. For me, we wanted to make a bar that we wanted to go to. So, there's a lot of non-alcoholic options. There's natural wine, there's a ton of craft beers, and then there's a pretty vast cocktail program. So for me, it's like a Monday nighter happy hour, or it's a Saturday night going out thing. And I think that was the goal. I hope it turned out that way.
I mean, yeah, I'm a fan. That's a bar that I like to attend now, compared to like, just trying to just get like a shot in a PBR after work. It's like now I just want to like relax, not be too chaotic, and have like just nice music and just like dim lights and just a nice cocktail, and just like sit down.
Cool.
Rad.
Nothing fancy, but it feels fancy at the same time.
Yeah.
And I would say that like the service at Baby G's is so good.
Thank you.
Like it's really good. Like, and I love good service, or just like very hospitality forward people that just like get it. They're very attentive and like pay attention to details, and like it's hard to find that in a lot of places. And everyone genuinely seems like they care.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much the number one criteria of, when building the team was, we got a lot of really impressive resumes with years and years and years of experience, and it was more important to us to have a team that was excited about what we're doing, and almost everyone can walk to work. It just ended up that way. It's a lot of people that live right there, and just really liking what they do and wanting to be part of it was like what we went for with the team, and it really worked out.
Yeah, I think what you said, G, about wanting to make a bar that we wanted to go to, like we want good hospitality when we go places, and like everybody works hard for their money, and like you should get something for that, quality and like a good experience, like someone who actually cares a little bit and like wants to make sure you have a good time, and not just there to be on their phone behind the bar and whatever. So, and we both come from like fancy restaurant backgrounds, and so we just learned from like chefs that demanded great service, and front of the house people and GMs and owners that demanded it. And so it's just like part of our DNA now. So
yeah, we try to take like the good stuff from those really intense, high volume, high stakes, high pressure places that we've worked at, and just take the fun parts of that and the stuff that works and the stuff that's necessary for having a good time, and kind of leave behind some of the stuff that made it hard or stressful. Yeah. And so, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to where I work right now. It's taking all exactly what you said, like the good things about working in like a fine dining restaurant, and just like tweaking it a little bit, and then turning that, like spinning it with your staff into making it like a more friendly environment where like everyone's just on the same page and you like get each other, you know what I mean? Like, cause like I feel like a lot of people, we've all worked like in those kind of places, and you kind of just like understand each other's like, this is not what we're doing in the past. We're gonna do something different, but like we've all been there before, so why keep doing the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100%.
So where did you guys get the name Baby G from? Is it just like a spaghetti western or something?
Yeah, well, I mean,
it could be
a little bit.
We I always call Gianna Baby G, so
I've been called that actually since I was a baby. By my Italian uncles would call me Baby G, and it kind of, people call me that without even me telling them that that's my name. It's just weird. Over the years, people keep making up that nickname for me, so it's just really stuck, and that was part of it. But there's also a bit of a like retro play on words there.
Yeah, I think that like the classic, speaking of Italian, the sort of Italian restaurant like Tony's or whatever, taking that inspiration, but instead of it just being Gianna's, figuring out a way to make it like a little more of a play on words and like, I don't know, fun. So Baby G.
Yeah. I also didn't necessarily want it to be directly named after me. I didn't realize quite how many people would find out that it was my nickname. So it's a little shy about it.
I like it.
Well, that was why I said Gee, because if it was Baby G, then they would know G is for Gianna.
And
So
G
I
kind of
said-
has like the G Whiz kind of retro vibes that
yeah.
we're into. So
So where did the inspiration for your cocktails come from? Because like the cocktails are, you like, I'm not gonna say I can just like go into any other bar in Long Beach and possibly like LA and like find your guys' like eclectic mix of like cocktails.
cool.
And it also like it has a vintage play because you had like a bazooka gum
Yeah.
in one of the cocktails, or
Well,
you eat it after or before.
Yeah, it was both. I mean, it was
Yeah.
infused into the
Yeah,
gin subtly and then also as a garnish to save for later or whatever. But I think a lot of my inspiration comes from nostalgia. I think there are memories, a lot of food memories. Like we had the bazooka cocktail, which was fun because it actually drank like a very dry martini. So it was kind of to sort of, mess with the senses. When people see bazooka gum, they think it's going to be some cloying bubblegum drink, but it's actually drank like a martini. On that same menu, we had a drink that was based off my favorite ice cream, which is spumoni. So
What's that?
it's like Italian Neapolitan. So it's
Okay.
chocolate, cherry, and pistachio side by side. So we had like a rum cocktail with cacao and maraschino cherry, and we did like a pistachio cream. It's tiki style. So I have a lot of like scent memories and taste memories that I kind of turn into cocktails, but there's just so many things. Sometimes we have the name for the cocktail 1st, and then like that's a great name. We have to find a cocktail that works for that name, and it could be a color. Like on the last menu, we're like, we need a green drink because we just wanted for summer to have something really vibrant. It's just all over. I mean, so I could be walking down the street and see a sign and something, not like a sign, but I don't know, like a fun. Yeah. I from all kinds of things. And what's cool about this next menu is it's a bit more collaborative. So we have our bartending staff is really awesome right now, and we all got together and they contributed as well, which is always great because because we all have our own sort of like scent memories and flavors that we resonate with. It's always interesting when people are like, I want to do this. I'm like, oh wow, like that's not even in my brain right now. And so we have a drink on the menu inspired by baklava from one of our bartenders, and it turned out awesome. And so, which is funny because she took that she did the same thing I did, which is I think of things that I've eaten in the past that I love, and somehow they translate to cocktails too. So,
Well, I think the staff really took a cue from you and your creativity and where you draw inspiration from. And you've sort of like established that culture there from the music, design, everything. And now people are like wanting to participate in that as well. And so I think like with the new menu coming out, Noah, Millie, Marcus, and Renee all have cocktails on the menu.
yeah.
For the first time. This is our third menu, so everyone's on the menu, and everyone's kind of like getting inspired and doing it that same way.
Yeah, and we all sit down together, and it's like, even cocktails that are my cocktails or Noah's cocktails or whatever, there's still like we sit down and taste them together and tweak them together.
And
so they
workshop
turn,
'em.
so they turn out usually different than how they started, and it's pretty collaborative at this point.
Cool.
It's nice.
I think pretty much every cocktail that's been on our menu has had some amount of collaboration.
Yeah, pretty much. Because sometimes you're sitting there and you're like, this needs this, and I don't know how. And then someone will be like, what about that? And you're like, oh yeah. So
That's funny. Yeah, that's how it always seems to work. I mean, I was working on a dish for fall. It's like almost winter now. We just released it last week because of this weird delay seasons. But we were working on this like crudo dish, and we're like, it needs to be kind of like fall. And then it's like, what if we, instead of like a tartare, we do like carpaccio? Like, yeah, I had carpaccio. I was like, oh, what if we then add this, and like, wait, no, okay, maybe this, and like, oh wait, that's too much of that. All right, let's do this instead. Never mind, take that fruit out. Let's add this vegetable instead. And it just like evolves because everyone's just like chiming in
Yeah.
and like helping each other out to like finalize this dish. But like it started somewhere and then it like ended in so many different places because of everyone's
Yes.
little like chimes.
And then sometimes it ends up right back where you started. I mean, we've gone full circle. We've been like, let's add this, this, and this. Let's take that back out. And then we're like, this is what we started with.
Yeah.
But it's great. It always turns out,
Well, I think like your process is not rigid, right? So sometimes it's this big collaboration, and other times it's like nailed it, but you allow for the possibility of anything to happen.
Yeah. I mean,
pretty cool.
I can't tell you how many times it's like we've got a really mapped out concept that we think like, okay, I've thought a lot about this. This sounds great. I know every ingredient that we want to use, and then that drink takes the longest to R&D. And then there's drinks where we literally grab 4 things off the shelf willy-nilly. First try, no warm-ups, and it's great. So it's just like, you never know.
Yeah, I'm excited to try the new cocktails,
Oh, I can't wait.
especially because it's like wintertime.
We just did a big staff tasting Thursday of all the new cocktails and mocktails, which I'm very excited about as I don't drink. We always have a lot of really good ones, but I was super impressed with the menu. I'm really excited. The whole staff was there. And yeah, Monday's the first day, so
Yay. I'm gonna put this into the air, but for all you non-drinkers, if you guys want to have a nice time and drink some non-alcoholic cocktails, go to Baby G's.
yeah, it's super important to me
Yeah.
and Noah, our head bartender, who also doesn't drink, that we had some really great NA cocktails, but also we have a bunch of non-alcoholic beers and not just like the normal boring ones.
They're so good.
Sours and stouts, and right now we have an Italian Pilsner and a Berliner Weiss. So if you're into non-alcoholic beer, definitely check that out as well.
Yeah, you can still have a good time and not drink, and you can do it at Baby G's. So you're talking about like all the stuff in Baby G's is like all things from your house.
Some from, like different thrift stores and antique stores, and like, where were you today?
Long Beach Antique Store.
Yeah.
I was
got my
gonna go
stamp
there
on my
today.
hand still.
No, I was gonna go there
Today
today.
I was looking for Christmas stuff.
I was gonna do that too, but it was too late.
Picking up some funky stuff because we're about to explode the decor for the holidays in the bar.
Yeah.
So
All month long of December, we're just going to go all in
Balls to the
on the
wall.
holiday decorations and the cocktails and
So
some
we
giveaways.
have how many new drinks on this new menu?
I think there's 18.
So we have 18 new drinks launching Monday, and then on December 1st for the holidays, how many are
There'll
we
be
gonna have?
6 Christmas holiday cocktail.
6 holiday cocktails.
Yeah.
So a lot of
month long.
cocktails coming up.
Can you guys handle it?
We're going to find out what we're made of this month.
Yeah, everyone loves to go to like decked out bars during the holidays.
I love it.
I do too. I guess Bamboo Club is doing like a decked out bamboo.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Holiday one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check that out.
And Ordinary does
yeah.
Miracle. And I think it's great to do a whole Christmas bar hopping.
Yeah, we were just talking about this, the amount of excitement around the holidays of all the small businesses here in town. Like, it's pretty inspiring, like people getting in the spirit, and especially the bars and the restaurants and stuff like that. So I'm all about it,
I like being out during the holidays. My favorite time to be at bars.
Me
Personally,
too.
like, I like it.
I like to wear my sweaters.
Mhm.
Just be like cozy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Beanie season. Yeah, so talking about like all the things you guys have in the bar, they always seem like Easter eggs to me. Like, if you're just like there by yourself, you just like wander your eyes around and just like look around.
Yeah.
And like the monkey.
Yeah.
hanging
Mhm.
monkey. Like that one's really cool. I actually saw him in Mexico.
I think we saw him in Mexico too when we were there.
Like some random place.
Yeah, I mean the monkey was like totally unexpected. It was like a kind of a last minute addition from a friend of ours to Lisa. Shout out to Lisa. What up? She was moving to Chicago, so
Italy. She's kind of just like unstationed right now. She's just
she went to Italy, but then she went to Chicago, but whatever. And so she gave it to us, and we just were like super excited to put it up in the bar. But yeah,
he gets so much love. People love the monkey. He's probably one of the only non-vintage things in there, though. Actually,
really,
which is funny.
Man,
he's a cute guy.
Yeah.
So you can find him.
Yeah.
I think it comes from like a super crazy designer, but then there's like
a bunch of knockoffs,
a ton. So I started seeing
them. But we
around.
Like spray painted it, and we changed the light bulb out, and
we painted it the color of the wall so you could like kind of blend in.
I mean, he's a little hidden until you like actually like if you're paying attention to like where you're at.
He's the kitchen monkey. So he hangs out in the kitchen, and
we needed a little light there.
Yeah, we needed a little light there, but we didn't want to have it be too bright because our kitchen is not a kitchen. It's behind the bar.
Is that supposed to be like off record? 'Cause, like you're supposed to have like a light, like a certain like brightness in the kitchen.
I think we're up to code.
Yeah, we're good.
But we've just added so much too. So what happened was the reason there's so much stuff from our home is because we were literally doing last minute touches like painting and everything until like the moment we opened our first day.
Yeah.
And we never got the time to finish shopping like for the bar for decoration. So we started scrambling. We had stuff from our house, stuff from
my mom's
his mom. There's stuff that was in my house when I was a child. There's stuff from grandparents' homes. And then little by little, we've swapped things out, added things. So, if you only come every few months, it probably looks a bit different every time you come in. For that reason, we've added a lot.
That's awesome. I love that because it's just like your personality is already put into like where you're working.
Yeah, it's never cool when a place is brand new and it looks like has all these tchotchkes everywhere, like TGI Fridays or whatever. But like, we had
the more tchotchkes you have.
We've got some tchotchkes in there, but
I mean, it's what I'm best at. More than cocktails.
Sorry, I meant to say
tchotchkes.
The more flares you have.
Oh yeah.
Office space.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just love hanging out in there. It's fun.
Thanks. Yeah.
Office Space, great movie.
Yes. It
Shout out Jennifer Aniston.
Doing big things. Okay, I don't know what she's doing right now. So how's it been since like you guys have been almost open for a year? Has the road been smooth or has it been difficult or has it just been a fun ride?
All of that.
We did very limited construction. We just kind of cleaned the place up, painted it, decorated it, but we did it all ourselves, so it was a lot of hard work.
A lot of physical.
Yeah.
Physically.
And we did it really quick too because we didn't want the bar to be closed long. We wanted to reopen again, and start getting some money coming in because like we were super broke, of course, and all that. But we thought we'd have a little more time to kind of figure things out and whatever. But we really got busy pretty quick, and it just really were welcomed by the community, especially all the people that live right there. The people that live like on those couple blocks, just we got to know them, seeing them every day, like while we were doing construction, and like it's just been a really awesome experience, like almost better than any place I've been a part of, to really like see the neighbors have our back. And yeah, like so from the beginning, like we had people, and we were just kind of like evolving on the fly, but we also felt like we really did execute it into a place where we both sat back and we were like, oh yeah, this is awesome, we did it, and then I think we all had always kind of talked about letting it breathe and letting it develop organically as time went on. And so that's why we always have new stuff and everything like that. But
Yeah, but to answer your question, sometimes I don't know how to answer that until people ask me, and then I'm forced to sit and think about it, because it has gone by so fast for me, at least. Like, finding out just a couple weeks ago, realizing that it was going to be 1 year, was actually unbelievable. Because it's been nonstop, and I think, to your point, is we're really grateful for that, but it's been wild.
yeah, it was an awesome
flies.
summer.
Yeah.
And we've got to hire more people. Like, we started with only 5, and now we're up to like,
We started with 3 employees.
Wow.
Wait, 4.
well, yeah, but plus us, right?
Yeah. And now we have, I think there's 14, including us. So
And that's been probably like the best thing for me this year, is being able to add people to like the roster, because it feels like we're growing, and it feels like we're able to, like, be in people's lives, like our staff, and sort of like start creating like a community around the bar. And it's like their friends that come in and their roommates, and then just like, I don't know, it's just been a really awesome experience having so many great people be a part of the team, and then getting to, experience all their friends and stuff like that. So.
yeah, little micro communities all joining together to make one Baby G macro community.
And there's definitely
why I
been
love Long Beach.
like, some like really cute love connections between some people that, it's really cool to see like those relationships blossoming.
Yeah, we had a couple do an engagement shoot at our bar, and we were doing an event. We were at the Bloody Mary,
the Good Bar
Bloody Mary contest. And a couple came up to us and they were like, we had our first date at Baby G, and now we've been together 6 months. And I just, like, the best feeling.
Yeah.
I love when people tell you like their experiences where like whatever you like hosted or like your business, and they're just like, oh my God, like I remember this time I was there and then this happened and then it was the best time ever. Thank you so much for like making my day so special.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I mean, another really cool thing this year was just like tons of support from like the food community and the bar community, and that's been really awesome, like getting to know everybody, and like Long Beach Bartenders Guild, and like Brian Addison, and Long Beach Food Coma, James, shout out to James, and just like building that up to this year has been a really cool experience for me. So yeah.
Hell yeah. So you guys are engaged. How has that been, like being business partners and also being engaged and also working together, like, and just being together like 24/7? I mean, my partner, we both work at the same place too, and we live together, and we also want to open a business one day together. So like, it's maybe you can give me some advice,
Yeah,
I mean, we never get in fights. We work really well together, but
I mean, I think we just would be totally dishonest to say that it's not hard.
Yeah.
We've been together a long time, and I didn't think there was anything that could surprise me, right? And I think it's just such a different ball game, and we learned so much about each other. And I think a year in now, I love the flow that we're in. It's really cool. Would not trade anything for anything. I love getting to work with my partner. But yeah, it puts you through the ringer emotionally, right? So and then there's no coming home from work and then getting that separation. So anything that you take to work, you're coming home with. And if you're asking for advice, I think probably what I would say is find a way to turn off work and turn on home. I think that took us a minute. Yeah. But it's super fun. It's such a joy.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like I know I've worked with a lot of couples that were like husband and wife, chef and owners, or, you know, different things like that. And so I learned a lot from watching other people that came before, and always thinking like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, you know, I love this business, but our hours are so crazy, and, you know, it'd be really nice to work with my partner. And then the other thing about it, though, is I think you have to be really creative and think outside the box about how you're going to make it work. You know, like, there's a lot of ways to do it besides like, oh, you're going to bartend and I'm going to work the line and we're going to both work there like every day, all day. You know, like, there's a lot of value that we get from like, you know, team building and like sort of like being like mentoring like some of our greener staff, and like, you know, there's a lot of places that we can put our energy into that help make the business successful besides just like the normal grind. And I think that that's been like a really great experience for us, is kind of like, you know, seeing how we can have work-life balance, and not like want to kill each other, or not be like so burnt out all the time when we get home from work. And it's still a learning process, you know, but the cool part about it is that because you're my partner, I can come to you and say, hey, this isn't working for me, or hey, this is really hard. You know, it's like if I were to go to the GM or the owner and say like, hey, like, I'm having a tough time like closing on Fridays, they're not going to really probably be too sympathetic about it. And so as long as we're communicating about stuff like that, like, it's been pretty awesome. So
Yeah, I would agree. It's like, I think we've also learned how to play to our strengths, where it's like when you really know somebody, at first we're just like, we care so much that we're like, we're both trying to do everything. And then I think we got to a point where we're like, wait, I know you. I know that you're so good at this.
mm-hmm.
Why am I trying to do that? You know what I mean? And like, because we also are both like hyper passionate and hyper hands-on, and well, I don't know if you relate to that. Opinionated. Yes, we've got strong opinions. We're both creative. I think it's the first time I've worked with somebody who isn't super opposite from me. You know what I mean? We come with a lot of the same gifts, and so it took a minute, I think, to be like, oh, here's our niche, and let's fully trust, and that you've got that and I've got this. And that's took probably me a little bit longer than you, because I'm like, I want to know everything about everything, but you're just going to burn out that way. And so I'm really proud of our path, and that we've made it there. I think it's working. Now that we're open 7 days a week, it's actually funny that we don't actually see each other that much, because our hours are so extended that one of us is usually there. So it's kind of, sometimes we're like ships passing in the night.
Like, oh, see you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I feel better about that because, yeah, me and my partner Sasha, we're like, we've learned to like work together better, and like doing events and all that. And I'm like, okay, this is your strength, this is my strength. Let's just stay like in our lane, and like if you want to give me some advice, like I'll take it. But like I know you're better at that than I am, so like I'm gonna let you do your thing because I trust you. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be like, I don't know about that, but like it's just like chime in when like I think it's needed, or she asks me for it. But like I trust you, and you're good at what you do. I'm good at what I do, so let's just keep on doing it.
Yeah, like you have made all the cocktails, and I hung the Christmas lights today on the roof.
Nice.
So.
Hell yeah. Well, you guys are killing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's why I love Baby G's, because you can feel it. You can feel the love. Feel with everybody, the whole staff.
Family biz.
Yeah. And like I think all of Long Beach feels that way too. You know, the community loves it there. I haven't had like, no one's told me anything bad about Baby G.
Yay.
I mean, not yet. I'm just kidding. But it's the consensus has been really good.
Yeah, when we first opened, like we really wanted to listen and kind of like, you know, take take people's feedback and stuff like that, and it's been really helpful. And there was a lot of people that really loved the Red Room, and it just was such a institution, and so that was like a little bit of like a challenge to overcome. But it's been cool. We've turned a lot of people into Baby G people. So yeah.
Congratulations. So fun question. If you could live in any timeline in history, where would you choose to go and why?
I feel like we ask each other this. I feel like I ask you this all the time.
I love questions like this. Like, you should like ask these to your staff like during service while they're like, it's fun to ask these like when it's busy too.
Yeah.
Because then they're just like thinking so hard, but it's like kind of playful that they're just like, huh. And then everyone just starts talking about it, but they're like still like doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
I want you to go.
Oh my God. Well, I think that this is so hard.
It's hard. Especially
It's hard,
if you're like a history
because
buff.
like I ask myself this a lot, and my answer changes probably almost every time I answer it.
It sort of like depends like what the criteria are, like if it's like
you can leave. You don't have to stay there.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Just
like,
like-
is it a day?
You can
Is
stay-
it a year? Is it that you have to live there indefinitely? Are you going in the morning, night?
You can any time you want, as long as you want, just to visit.
Let's say a year.
Okay. A year, let's do that.
Because that's harder, because it's like going anywhere for a day could be really fun. But if you have to really commit to being there for a year, you have to think about,
There's
what
a
were
lot
the
to think
politics
about.
at the time?
Yeah.
What were civil rights like? So
well, yeah, it's going to
having-
be really boring because
Yeah.
there's no iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah, but also it's like survival may even be difficult depending on when you're going. When
exactly,
if you're
yeah.
in medieval time,
Yeah.
like, who knows if you're going to make
You
it out within a year.
You might kill everybody
Scurvy.
because you have the disease.
Oregon Trail. No, I think my answer is, I usually have two kind of go-tos, and they're kind of trite. I feel like these are everyone's answers, but the 60s, because I feel like so much happened so quickly, and it was like culture in America changed so fast that you would get to see a lot happening at once, and it was just such an intensely just political time, and I think that'd be really interesting. And then as a bartender, it's like, obviously I'd love to go pre-prohibition and that time, but that's gonna be my two. I'm gonna stick with that answer.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I don't know. For me, it's like I grew up, I'm a kid from the 80s and the early 90s, and my whole like childhood or whatever, like my uncles and my dad were always telling me about how cool the 70s was and how we totally missed it and how everything is so lame now. So I think I probably got indoctrinated by them a little bit. So I think I would definitely have to go with the 70s. But, just like the music, the clothes, the partying.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just my answer used to be the 40s because I just watched so much film noir, but then you think about like that's not what it
Everything that
was
going
like.
on, yeah.
yeah.
You don't like get followed around with like a noir
I mean, like,
soundtrack.
You could get like hyper specific too and be like, I want to be at the Moulin Rouge in Paris in like the 1890s
True.
or whenever the hell.
I mean, that's really how you're supposed to play
Yeah.
this game.
So
It's a thinker.
I would go to Rome into the Colosseum during a match as not being a contestant, obviously,
Scary.
but I would be as a spectator.
Well, I guess I have to ask you a question then. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Not a lot. I just been into like all that ancient stuff recently because I went to. I didn't actually go there, but I just went to the Anthropology Museum in Mexico City, and it just made me think about like, dynasties and all that, and
We went there last year.
Mesoamerican culture, is super cool, and just
I don't really honestly like think about the past that much in terms of like where I'd want to go, but I do very often feel sad that I will not be here to see what this planet is like in like another 100 years.
I don't want to see what it's like 100 years.
Well,
It scares me.
yeah, that's true. If we're still here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
Hopefully. Got dark real quick.
I know.
Real quick. Anyways, to line things up, did you know that at the Coliseum, that in the middle, you know, like the movie Gladiator, it's just like all dirt and tigers, but they actually would like transform the whole like arena into looking like a real jungle. So they'd like import like jungle, like make it a whole
Yeah,
jungle.
sometimes they'd fill it with water and they'd
Yeah.
put boats in there,
Yeah.
and you had to have like fake like wars on 2 different boats
Yeah.
and stuff like
They
that.
like went all in to decorate it
Extravagant.
to the most. And I think that'd be really cool to see. So that's why I'd want to go there. Yeah.
Right on.
That's my 2 cents on that.
Love it.
So, for our final question, my favorite topic is tell us your favorite in the weeds story.
I get asked this question a lot, and I can never think of something.
Or you can just say your most current
Because
one.
I think what happens is like when I'm in the weeds, I go into a black hole. And when I come out of it, I have like it's like the best feeling ever. Because you're proud of yourself, your adrenaline's going, you feel like, you know, anything can happen. It's the moment you come out of the weeds is the best feeling ever. And I swear that whenever I'm in the weeds, when it's over, I can't remember what happened. Although
it
you
is
know,
like time traveling.
it's like time traveling. You're like, where? I mean, I don't even get to bartend that much anymore. And I still have dreams of being in the weeds. And in my dreams, it's usually, you know, like have no idea where anything is. I don't know any recipes. It's a very real nightmare. Like it's a really uncomfortable dream to wake up from. It's just as bad as like being murdered in your dream. It's like a horrible dream that I have, even though not even faced with that much anymore.
I know what my favorite one is.
Does it have anything to do with a machete?
No.
Oh, dang.
During the pandemic, I worked at this restaurant in Malibu, and we put in like a makeshift drive-through, and it was super, super busy every day for the entire pandemic. And one day it was so freaking busy, and Gianna just happened to be there visiting because you didn't work there. And you started expoing and cooking on fry, I think. And
I've never worked in a kitchen, by the way. I mean, like I've picked up stuff.
she took over. No, you took over. I think I was washing dishes and I was the GM, I guess.
Whoever was like doing the fry station was also doing like the lobster rolls and stuff.
They were
So
blowing it though.
They were blowing it, and I was freaking out, and I was like, can you just show me how to make these fries? And then I'll just do that, because there were so many fry orders that they just needed somebody on the fry station.
And then you started doing fries and expo, I think, at one point. So
Yeah, it was really fun.
that was when I was like, I think I want to have a bar with her.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Yeah, I felt that same way too. Actually, that is, and we've worked together once before too, but every time I've worked with him, he's been just calm as a cucumber. And this was the first time I'd ever seen him where I was like, oh, he's stressing, but it was fun. It was fun. That's just a testament to how intense that day was, because you don't usually show it ever.
Yeah, we were doing like 900 covers through a drive-through window in Malibu.
I'm sorry.
2-hour line for.
Well, they set
food.
it up for, because they had to close. So they were like, how can we make this work? And they set up in the fire lane just a makeshift drive-through, because they had a window, and we just were, it was very DIY, and we didn't know that people were going to show up in the way that they did. I mean, didn't you have to call in to place your order?
It was a mess. It was a
pick it
mess.
up
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh man. I always like when you like need help, and then someone that's like not associated with like the workplace just comes and help, but it's like fun for them because they're just like, sure.
Yeah.
And then just like watching what everyone's doing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I
damn.
said. I was like, you weren't stressed out because you didn't work there. Like, you were just like, I'm just here.
I also, I sweat the small stuff sometimes, but when I get in the weeds, I'm usually best in the weeds, which is I think why I don't have any dramatic stories. I panic more when I have too much time to think. I did get stung by a bee once on the roof in the middle of like the worst timing, and my thumb swelled up like this big, and it was a nice place, and I didn't know what happened, so I threw the bottle and it broke, and I yelled the F word really loud, and I've like the whole restaurant stopped, and I was like kept bartending, and I kept dropping things. I didn't know why, and I was like, oh, my thumb is huge. So that was weird. There's my weed story.
Oh, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't get stung, and makeshift drive-throughs during COVID.
Yep.
Hopefully that won't ever happen again.
Yeah.
Keep it in McDonald's.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, that was our segment for today.
Thank you.
It was fun having you guys on.
Yeah, this was really awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
I'll be seeing you soon.
I
both
hope
y'all.
so. Yeah. I can't wait for you to see what we've been cooking up.
yeah, and
Yeah. We've got, just to throw it out there. Yeah. So we've got our new menu coming, and then a crazy holidays with Christmas and New Year's is going to be really fun at the bar.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. All right, guys. That's it. And that's your line check for today with Baby G's. Peace. Bye.